G'day mates, ever dreamt of landing in a land where the sun always smiles, where the skies are a brilliant blue, and the air is filled with the promise of adventure, and adventure lurks around every corner? Welcome to Australia, a place where every day is a new chapter in an epic story. That's Australia for you. My 21-day journey began with a mix of excitement and a tad of jet lag as I stepped off the plane in Sydney. The anticipation was palpable, and the energy of the city was infectious. The air was warm, carrying a hint of salt from the sea, and I knew right then, this was going to be special. The coastal breeze seemed to whisper secrets of the adventures that lay ahead. Sydney Airport was abuzz, a melting pot of accents and energy. People from all walks of life, each with their own story, converged here, making it a true global hub. Grabbing my backpack, I was raring to dive headfirst into the Aussie experience. The weight of the backpack was nothing compared to the excitement bubbling inside me. A friendly cabbie with a smile as wide as the outback whisked me away into the city. His stories of the local culture and hidden gems made the ride feel like a mini tour. The streets were alive, colorful, vibrant, and full of promise. Street performers, bustling markets, and the aroma of diverse cuisines filled the air. My hotel overlooked Darling Harbour, a sight that stole my breath away. The gentle lapping of the water and the twinkling lights created a mesmerizing scene. The iconic Opera House and Harbour Bridge stood proudly in the distance, bathed in the golden glow of the setting sun. It was as if the city was putting on a show just for me. It was a picture postcard moment, and I was living it. The realization that I was finally here, in one of the most beautiful cities in the world, was overwhelming. Right then, I knew these 3 weeks would be etched in my memory forever. Every moment, every sight, every sound was a promise of unforgettable experiences. From the bustling city streets to the serene coastal views, Sydney was a city that promised to captivate and inspire. And this was just the beginning of my Australian adventure. Waking up in Sydney felt like stepping into a dream. The city was just beginning to stir, and the air was filled with a sense of promise and excitement. As I looked out over the skyline, I could see the first rays of sunlight breaking through the horizon, casting a golden glow over the buildings and streets below. It was a moment of pure magic, one that I knew I would remember for the rest of my life. The sun painted the sky in hues of pink and orange, reflecting off the harbor waters. The colors seemed to dance and shimmer, creating a breathtaking spectacle that was almost too beautiful to be real. I stood there, mesmerized, as the city came to life around me. The sound of seagulls calling and the gentle lapping of the waves against the shore added to the sense of tranquility and wonder. Today was all about the Opera House, that architectural marvel I'd seen in countless pictures but never in person. The iconic structure stood proudly against the backdrop of the harbor, its white sails gleaming in the morning light. I couldn't wait to get closer and explore every inch of this world-famous landmark. Up close, it was even more impressive. The intricate details of its design were a testament to the genius of its architect, Jorn Utzon. Each sail seemed to tell a story, and I found myself getting lost in the beauty of the structure. The way the light played off the surfaces, creating shadows and highlights, was nothing short of mesmerizing. Its white sails seemed to dance against the blue sky, a testament to human creativity. The contrast between the stark white of the sails and the deep blue of the sky was striking, and I couldn't help but feel a sense of awe and admiration. It was a reminder of what we are capable of when we dare to dream and push the boundaries of what is possible. I joined a guided tour, eager to uncover the stories behind its design and construction. Our guide was incredibly knowledgeable and passionate, sharing fascinating anecdotes and insights about the Opera House's history. I learned about the challenges and triumphs that went into bringing this masterpiece to life, and it gave me a newfound appreciation for the dedication and perseverance of everyone involved. Inside, the Opera House was a labyrinth of theaters and halls, each more grand than the last. The interiors were just as impressive as the exterior, with stunning architectural details and a sense of grandeur that took my breath away. From the grand hall to the intimate theaters, every space was designed to create a unique and unforgettable experience for visitors. Later, I strolled through the Royal Botanic Garden, a green oasis in the heart of the city. The gardens were a welcome escape from the hustle and bustle, offering a peaceful retreat where I could relax and unwind. The pathways meandered through lush greenery, and I took my time exploring the different sections, each one more beautiful than the last. The air was filled with the scent of eucalyptus and the sound of kookaburras laughing. It was a sensory delight, and I felt completely immersed in the natural beauty of the gardens. The towering eucalyptus trees provided shade and a sense of tranquility, while the cheerful calls of the kookaburras added a touch of whimsy to the experience. I felt a million miles away from the hustle and bustle, lost in the serenity of nature. It was a moment of pure bliss, and I took the time to simply sit and soak in the peaceful atmosphere. The gardens were a true haven, offering a perfect balance of beauty and tranquility. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in a blaze of colors, I knew this was just the beginning of my Australian adventure. The vibrant hues of the sunset mirrored the excitement and anticipation I felt for the days ahead. Sydney had already captured my heart, and I couldn't wait to see what other wonders this incredible country had in store for me. I was having a great time in Sydney. There were lots to see and lots to do, so I decided to stay longer than I had planned. The bridge climb is a rite of passage for any visitor, and I wasn't backing down. Suited up in a jumpsuit and harness, I felt a surge of adrenaline as we began our ascent. The view from the top was simply breathtaking. Sydney Harbour stretched out before me, a sparkling expanse dotted with ferries and sailboats. I could see the Opera House from a whole new angle, its white sails gleaming in the sunlight. It was a moment of pure exhilaration, standing on top of the world. After my adrenaline rush, it was time for some relaxation, Aussie style. Bondi Beach, with its golden sands and legendary surf, was calling. The beach was buzzing with activity, surfers carving up the waves, sunbathers soaking up the rays, and families enjoying the sand and surf. I grabbed a takeaway coffee and settled down to watch the world go by. The laid-back vibe was infectious. Culinary delights and hidden lanes, exploring Sydney's flavors. Sydney is a melting pot of cultures, and its food scene is a testament to that diversity. From fresh seafood to Asian fusion and everything in between, there's something to tantalize every palate. One evening, I joined a food tour eager to sample the city's culinary delights. We started at a bustling market where I tasted exotic fruits I'd never even heard of before. Next up was a hidden laneway, home to a hole-in-the-wall eatery serving up the most incredible Vietnamese pho. The broth was fragrant and flavorful, the noodles perfectly cooked, and the beef melt-in-your-mouth tender. Of course, no trip to Sydney would be complete without trying some fresh seafood. We finished our tour at a waterfront restaurant, where I feasted on oysters so fresh they tasted like the ocean. As I savored each bite, I couldn't help but feel grateful for the opportunity to experience the flavors of this incredible city. Oh yes, I have included some great travel-related links in the description below. I hope you find them useful. Cairns Calling: Journey to the Great Barrier Reef. This chapter is all about the transition from the bustling city life of Sydney to the serene and picturesque landscapes of Cairns, the gateway to the Great Barrier Reef. Join me as I recount this unforgettable journey. Leaving Sydney was bittersweet, but the lure of the Great Barrier Reef was too strong to resist. Sydney, with its iconic Opera House and Harbour Bridge, had been a whirlwind of activity and excitement. The vibrant city life, the cultural experiences, and the endless array of things to do had made my stay there truly memorable. But now, it was time for a new adventure. A short flight later, I touched down in Cairns, a tropical paradise and gateway to this underwater wonderland. The moment I stepped off the plane, I was greeted by the warm, humid air and the sight of lush greenery all around. Cairns felt like a different world altogether, a stark contrast to the urban jungle of Sydney. The air was thick with humidity, and palm trees swayed gently in the breeze. The tropical landscape was dotted with vibrant flowers and exotic plants, creating a colorful and inviting atmosphere. It was as if nature itself was welcoming me to this beautiful part of the world. Cairns was a world away from the hustle and bustle of Sydney. The pace of life here was slower, more relaxed. People moved with an easy grace, unhurried and content. It was a refreshing change, a chance to unwind and soak in the natural beauty that surrounded me. The atmosphere was relaxed and carefree, with a distinct holiday vibe. Everywhere I looked, I saw people enjoying themselves, whether it was lounging on the beach, taking a dip in the ocean, or simply strolling along the waterfront. The sense of joy and relaxation was infectious. I spent the afternoon exploring the Esplanade, a waterfront promenade lined with shops, restaurants, and bars. The Esplanade was bustling with activity, yet it retained a laid-back charm. I wandered through the various shops, picking up souvenirs and sampling local delicacies. The restaurants offered a variety of cuisines, and I indulged in some fresh seafood, a specialty of the region. The scent of sunscreen and salt air filled the air, and the sound of laughter carried on the breeze. Families and friends gathered at the beach, their laughter and chatter creating a lively and joyful atmosphere. The sun was shining brightly, casting a golden glow over everything. It was the perfect day to be outdoors, enjoying the simple pleasures of life. The next morning, I boarded a boat and set sail for the Great Barrier Reef, a dream I'd held since childhood. The anticipation was building as we left the harbor, the boat cutting through the clear blue waters. The crew was friendly and knowledgeable, sharing interesting facts about the reef and the marine life we were about to encounter. As we cruised through the turquoise waters, I couldn't wait to dive in and experience the magic of this natural wonder firsthand. The water was so clear that I could see the coral formations and fish swimming below. It was like looking into another world, a vibrant and colorful underwater paradise. The anticipation was palpable, a mix of excitement and awe for the underwater adventure that awaited. As I donned my diving gear and prepared to take the plunge, I felt a sense of wonder and gratitude. This was a moment I had dreamed of for so long, and now it was finally here. The Great Barrier Reef was calling, and I was ready to answer. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the first part of my Australian adventure. I hope you can join me for the second half of my 21 days in Australia. See you all soon.